Hey guys, Malkuth 1974 coming back at you with another episode of the International Civilian Space Program. You make 'em, I fly 'em. Episode 6, we're going to be talking about how I'm integrating the mod mission controller into this. Now, I've started designing these missions myself. These are all my custom missions, and once I am done with them, I will actually make them available to you guys. And how I am designing these missions is basically to go along with my program, so I don't have to use the Excel spreadsheets anymore and stuff like that. We don't like that stuff. It's too much work for poor old Malkuth. So I'll do all the work now, get these missions written, and they'll do it. How I'm designing it is basically that it's going to be designed to run alongside your own space mission or your own quote-unquote sandbox game. The mission payouts will be enough to make you money to do your own side missions, like I do my own side missions. I got missions going and stuff like that. So if you look at the current budget, it is about where we left off the last time, and I think I'm going to test this baby out first time with my satellite launcher. That's the first mission we can choose. All the missions are in a hierarchy type form. There is a storyline that I am adding to this that I will not show in the actual game because I don't want to ruin it for you guys. But you can actually see that we only got so many things selectable. So the real first mission that we have to do is launch a communication satellite, and I'll probably add some more early missions for starting out your space program for some of you guys out there. I'll think about it. Maybe not. I don't know. When mission control originally opens, by default you only have 50,000 Kerbal whatever they use for currency in this thing. So yeah, we're looking at that right now. This is the newest version, the 0.10 version. And I am looking at, he said the mod developer said that he he leveled out some of the cost, and it looks like he hit me with another difference in cost. Now the costs are lower, and what I'm checking the Moonshine 5, because I know exactly what that cost when this mod first came out, and now it's about even when it first came out. The last update he did, 0.9, this vessel jumped up to about $1 million, and I said something about it on the forums. I'm like, holy crap, dude. And I changed all the mission payouts to be like that, and now I have to change them again, and I just changed that launch thing from, I think it was 65 to 42, and the secondary award I changed to 3,000. If you look, you have to have a certain amount of parts to actually play this mission, and it shows it down there like part, and you need 3 long antennas and 1 comm dish. So when we load up my vessel, they will definitely have in there. The minimum periapsis and the max apoapsis is actually custom, so every time you choose the mission, I've designed it for they change all the time, so you never have to do the same one over and over and over again. That could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, this thing's ready to go now. I've got everything set up the way I want to do it. I got the payout to what I think it should be, which I think it's about half, which, you know, we'll pay a pretty decent amount of money for this. It's still, like, this is under development, this whole program. I mean, this all might change again. It's easy enough to change the money payouts back to what I want to. So let's launch this baby, and we're going to see my first mistake. So what I've done here is that you don't notice it yet, but I actually have the staging wrong in this. So when I lose this solid fuel booster, my liquid engine is not going to fire, and I'm going to go, why the hell didn't it fire? So I'm going to hit spacebar again, and what's going to happen is it's going to separate the satellite from the booster stage, and it's basically going to ruin the mission because I can no longer get the satellite up there. So let's watch what happens here. And you can tell that the minimum periapsis and the max apoapsis is actually changing and all that stuff. The apoapsis is always going to be in the green, because as long as you don't go over that, you're going to be all set. But the minimum periapsis is going to be red when you start off, because here we go. Now the engine didn't fire, And I'm like, whoops, and I hit spacebar again, and I lost the satellite. So as always, that is actually a mission loss. You can see my current budget, I actually lost money. I'm launching a second satellite now to actually finish this mission. Everything's fine now, so we got to get this baby up into space and fix everything. She's a little wobbly. She always has been, even since this is the same one that we launched on our first mission. And what I'm not happy about is that how I have the height set. I'm going to change the heights again. I already changed them before I recorded this. But in the game, I've launched all my communication satellites up into like a 300-kilometer orbit. And I set the mission periapsis and apoapsis to like between 200,000 and 150, I think, which is way too low for communication satellites, I do believe. Communication satellites, you know, you want them at a pretty high distance for you can have line of sight. Same idea as the GPS satellites that we launched before. The closer to the planet they are, unfortunately, the more you would need to have a good communications network. The farther away they are, the more distance you could have between the satellites. I believe that's how it works. I could be wrong. To me, that seems how it would work. I haven't actually looked that up. Figuring it has to be just like the GPS. Of course, you're limited to the range of your communications devices, so you can't go out too far, or you might have like delays in communications or things like that. So yeah, we need to be careful with that in real life, and I'm pretty sure we have to be careful with that in the Kerbal life if it ever becomes that. So I'm right here trying to get my periapsis to the correct altitude, or the correct orbital inclination. My apoapsis moved ahead of me a little bit, so I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna come back in here and try to do this again. Get this up. You can see the minimum periapsis in the red right there. It's the only thing in the red, and I'm getting it up. It needs to be above 117. I can't really read the rest of the numbers because, as always, I am doing this post-process while in the editor. So just so we can speed the game up and not have to deal with it. Oh, there we go. Oh, it looks like 705. So mission is technically done. I even got the optional goal of adding 2 junior docking ports to this, or 1 docking port. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down, and we now have a new option down here, finish mission. I'm going to hit it, and I'm almost back to where I was when I originally started this episode, a little bit higher. So you know, that doesn't make me happy. We actually lost money on that, so but we gained some of it back by launching the second one. So as you can tell, now that we're finished with that communication satellites, a few more have opened up for us. Now we have this launch weather satellite that is available, which I have to fix the reward on that too, since it's way too high now for what the payout is. And I also have a telecommunications satellite thing ready that I can do. I need to change a bunch of stuff in that too. I'm thinking though that sorry about that. I'm thinking though I want to do the weather satellite. I would have to redesign the whole weather satellite because I haven't actually made one yet for in-game system. Right now I'm just getting this communication satellite ready. I do end up moving this later off camera into a higher orbit to be equal with my other communication satellite, and I do name this one communication satellite number 2. So let's take a look at this mission package again. I want to, the telecommunication satellite option has opened. Now, a lot of these missions are redoable, meaning that you can do them over and over and over again, and a lot of them are not. The ones I'm not, I do have a story-based system in here, and some of these are opened up, like the scientific probe to the moon and the government light satellite. Those are both going to be a story-based missions, and I will not play those in this game, but I will be doing the repeatable missions, and the story-based ones are not repeatable, and there's some other ones that aren't repeatable either. Only repeatable missions are actually ones that make sense, you know, like communication satellites. You need many of those, or GPS satellites. It's all in a hierarchy, so it starts at the communications and goes up from there. Right now I'm designing the weather satellite to see how I want this to look before I can have it set up, because I don't like the weather satellite has all the scientific parts, but it doesn't have, I don't have it set up to have communications antenna in it, and it only makes sense that all satellites should have a communication, so it should be a mandatory thing, and I need to change it in the game. This is why I test out my missions before I give them to you guys. So right now I'm adding all the parts that I need for the weather satellite that the mission is asking for, and you can tell right here I have it's telling me the cost of this every time I go up. The sum down there, it says in the mission controller, it gives you all your fuel costs, oxidizer costs, and all that wonderful stuff, and other resource costs, liquid engine. I don't know what that means, a liquid engine, but I'm figuring 4 antenna are enough for a weather satellite. You know, you want to make it not too easy for these things. So I figured I'd just show you guys what I have to do to actually start editing these mission profiles. Need to do a little bit of programming to actually do it. There is no mission editor. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually adding a part goal, doing all my little things I need to do here. Got to put the part name in there, which is a long antenna. Figured you guys would get a chuckle out of me trying to program this. I'm not a programmer, so I basically just read how to do this. I'm looking for a long antenna because I forgot how to spell it, because I'm an awful speller, if you guys have never noticed that. So I'm going to just copy this. Luckily, the mod author has a page that has all the different commands that you can put into this and everything like that. So yeah, and to look up the part names, you have to actually go into the parts folders and find out, you go into the config files and find out what the actual name of them are. And I'm going to put the part count in here, and then we're going to go back into the game and see how it actually looks. Figuring 4 is fine. I actually forget to do something here, but I don't show it. I forget to actually close it off with you'll notice I'll just leave. Whoops. But I fixed it. It loads back up. I forgot to put the little parsec back in there, or whatever the hell it's called. The parentheses. So there we go. The 4 long antenna are now a requirement for this mission. And that's the weather satellite. It's telling me the sum of what this is going to cost me. It's pretty cool because there's a lot of missions that you can set, like the energy requirements of the satellite. A lot of the special missions have the energy requirements, like the government satellites and stuff like that. That special mission I have. It's all pretty good. I can't wait to get this out to you guys. Hopefully you guys can enjoy having missions in Kerbal Space Program. Like I am right now. A lot of these missions I'm going to end up doing off camera because I'm not going to keep showing me launching satellites, but you know, to make me some money and to get me where I can continue my space program the way we want to. But I figured this episode we would just concentrate on how the mission controller works so you guys can download it. I will put a download link into the description of this if you guys look below down there. We can tell it's telling me I have everything in the green for all my part counts. It's telling me how much everything's going to cost me, my current budget, everything in here that I need to do. My rewards would be 51,000 credits or Kerbal coins, or I don't know what he calls them. I forgot what he called them. And I'm going to get this up in space, and I'm going to just basically put this into fast forward for we get up there quickly and evenly. Ooh, have you guys been watching the new Fallen Skies? I've been watching that every summer. I love that show. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. I don't have cable because I haven't had cable in like 3 years. I think it's a useless thing. So I usually buy my any series I want to buy. I buy them on Amazon Instant Watch, and so I bought it. It wasn't that much. I think it's going to cost me like $18 for the whole summer or something like that, which isn't bad, you know, if you figure. There's a lot of foreshadowing in this season. I don't know if you guys are watching that or not. A lot of foreshadowing and maybe actually tricking you with foreshadowing. What the hell is that called? I forgot the name of that. But yeah, I'm pretty good at noticing the foreshadowing that they do in shows. I piss people off because I like know what's gonna happen before it ends, because most authors or most movie people actually do put a lot of foreshadowing into their stories. It's small subtle things that most people don't notice, but I usually always notice it. It's been one of those things I've always noticed. So if you guys are out there, you're watching that, pay attention, because there's a lot of foreshadowing. At least I've only watched 3 episodes, but it is out there. So I'm getting this back up. Again, this is one of those missions where it's a random minimum periapsis and a max apoapsis, totally random. It's within a certain degree of I forgot what this one's set at, but yeah. So it's the same thing. We're just trying to get it up there into space, and I always make sure now I put my solar panels on. What I forgot to do on this vessel, since it was a new vessel and I did save it as new, I forgot to put some keys on it to open up the solar panels and all the electronics equipment and stuff like that, but we'll fix that later. I don't know why I get so coffee when I do these things. It's like my throat is it's the middle of summer and I feel like I'm always stuffed up. It's really weird. But anyway, so we're gonna launch this baby. We're gonna get this into a good thing. Go like that. I'm going to get this to a certain height, and then I'm going to lose this stage for goes back to Kerbal, crashes into Kerbal, and we'll just use the actual satellite's propulsion system to get us to a what do we need to get to for periapsis? I can't see it when it's in the red on my screen here. I think it says 195. I'm pretty sure it does. I forgot to pay attention to my apoapsis. It got away from me a little bit, and it went too far. It actually went above, so now I have to fix that. Bring that back down to under 200,000, which is what I'm going to do right now. Luckily, these satellites have plenty of fuel for this. And now I'm going to have to fast forward all the way back to the apoapsis to get the periapsis back up to where we need to be to finish this mission. And of course I went by, but I am so close that it doesn't make a difference. There we go. Everything is in the green. We can finish the mission, and we are at 167,303. I want to call them Kerbal Dollars still, because this is my mission and this is my my Let's Play. So that's what we're going to call it. So there we go. Going to put the satellite's lights on. Again, it uses B9 aerospace little red light and white light. I love those things. Here I go, opening up the poor little Commutatron 16s, because I didn't have any action keys supplied to them, nor do I have action keys to the scientific equipment, which I have to turn those on. I'm making sure I have enough electricity, but we are on the dark side and not getting any sun, so hopefully this satellite is okay. Get these babies turned on. There we go. Let's face the planet. What I don't like about the satellites is that, of course, I can do this all I want, but as you turn, you will still be facing the same direction, but the planet will not, because of the rotation of the planet. So when I get on the backside, I'll actually be pointing away. So you guys get it. You guys get it. You guys know how that works. Makes sense. Think about it. So, as always, guys, this is Malkuth1974. I am looking for your vessels. I need a Kethane miner. So if you guys want to make a Kethane miner for me out there, please do. Of course, if I do not get one soon, I will have to continue this series and design my own. But as always, I would like you guys to do it. So, as always, subscribe, comment, rate. Give me all, help out the channel, and we'll be back to you. Oh, and I can't really get into anything else about that. So, Malkuth out.